Okay guys, so this is an introduction to Adobe Photoshop, specifically for AS Digital Media and Design and AL Digital Media and Design, but also for photographers and designers, although your use of this will be a little bit different. What I've got here is a page which has got the theme title and some images and some text on a background, okay? And these all exist as different layers along here. As you can see, I'm turning them off on the right, and all the way down to the gradient layer. I'm just going to go layer, delete hidden layers, and we're going to start again. So actually the very first thing you need to know is you're going to go File, New, and you're going to go to A3 and Print. So Print, All Sets, A3, and Landscape Orientation. All right, cool. So here's a new image, a new blank canvas. First thing we're going to do is we're going to add a gradient. If you can't see the gradient tool, which is down here underneath the paint bucket tool, you're probably just in the wrong mode. So you can go to Window and Workspace and change it to either Painting or Photography. I use either mode, but today we're going to start with Painting. So there's gradient, and I'm going to choose a different gradient now. I'm going to do in blues, and I'm going to go from that blue to that blue. Why not? That's what I meant to do. And I stretch it across with the gradient tool, and then I can make it look like that. Okay, nice. Or you can go this way or this way, whatever way you want. Now that's the background done. Now we're going to choose this for our theme. So this is the text tool down here. And I'm going to choose my theme, which is going to be museums. If you select it, I'm going to say Control A because I'm using a PC, but if you're using an Apple, just use the pretzel sign A. So whenever I say Control, just substitute that for the pretzel sign. And then I can go up here and change the font to something a bit more interesting, something a little bit archaic. Wait until you find something that looks nice, or you feel free to download a font. Museums. And then if we go over here and we double click on the layer, we can add a whole lot of other extra cool things. So we've got stroke of white. We can add a satin finish. We can add a color overlay. We can do a drop shadow. I'll just zoom in a little bit so you can see the difference. So let's just turn those off for a second. I'll show you the other ones. So that's adding a shadow. And if you go into the menu, then you can change the intensity of the shadow and the angle of the shadow and the distance of the shadow and the spread of the shadow. There's lots of different settings with everything in Photoshop, which is great, but it can be a little bit overwhelming. I just want a little bit just to come off a little bit, and we're going to take off this color overlay because that looks a bit naff. Maybe a stroke of white, and you can change it to any color you like, but I wouldn't recommend something too bold. So there we go. That's good. Okay, that's enough. So the powerful thing about Photoshop, apart from having all these different options, is the orders of layering. Okay, so right now this text layer is above the background layer, and we're going to be adding some more layers now. So I can go File, Open, and can choose all of these ones. And these are images that I found off the internet, so they're not my own. So for Cambridge International, they want you to note when they're not actually your images. Now you can arrange these a little bit differently. This is almost like a browser, on the website. But you can arrange them differently if you wanted to have them like that, depending on how you work. But I like to have it almost like just consolidate all to tabs, and they're like little tabs that I can go through, like tabs on a browser. Okay, so we're going to go to this first one. I'm going to go Control A for all, Control X, and I've cut it. I'm going to close close this little tab down. Do I want to save it with nothing on it? No. I'm going to paste this in by going Control V. So I'm going to select something, select an image, go Control A, Control X, Control V, and I paste it in. To change the size of it, I'm going to go Control T, change the size. And I'm going to do that with all of my images now. So this one's going to be my visual artist. Control V. My TikTok, Control X, Control A, Control X, Control V, Control T. So just to talk to you about how I'm using these tools, I'm just going to go through this one. So Control A to select it all, Control X to cut it, Control V to paste, and Control T to change the size, T to transform. Now I'm missing one image, unfortunately, so I'm just going to go look back in here. Which was it? Oh, this one. Cool. And Control A, Control X, go back to my original Control V. And there we go. All right, so now I'm going to arrange this page a little bit differently. Now remember, design students and photography students will be using this a little bit differently, but we can do a similar approach. And it's good just to get your head around how it all looks differently and how Photoshop works. So I'm just going to arrange these images in an interesting layout. Okay, cool. So we've got some interesting shapes going on. Now, if there's something that you want to talk about a specific... Oh, let me just get some gibberish. Okay, here we go. Now, obviously you're not going to fill yours with gibberish, but I'm going to fill mine. Now, say that there's a particular thing you want to talk about this image and how it relates to your project. Go to the text tool, and you might have a little snippet just here, and you paste it in. Change the size of it, obviously, because Banknote's not a great font for a whole lot of text. And change the size of it to something really small, because there's a lot of technical writing to be talked about. Okay. And that's maybe how much font you'd like to talk about that particular thing. And that's fine for this little space down here as well. You get the font tool, pull something out, and then you paste it in. But, as you can see, we've got some very difficult shapes here that need to wrap around. So we're going to use the pen tool. Pen tool, you can have curves to it to make some interesting shapes, right? But we're not doing shapes that are that funny. We're kind of doing straight edge shapes. So get the pen tool, hold down Shift, and then make a very angular shape out of horizontal and vertical lines. I'm going to come up here, down here, and then come back to where I started. Now this is what's created a path. So if you go over here to this window, you see paths. Path. So it's a very odd shaped path, but it doesn't matter. And when I get my text tool, you can see usually it's a square cursor, but when it goes inside the path, it goes to a round cursor. And I'm going to paste it in, and it's going to totally fill that. Alright, so just like the other one I showed you, everything is sort of separate. Remember that Cambridge wants you to acknowledge where you got images from, so you might need little tiny images around here to say, this is a textbook, not my own image, and this is an image off the internet, and this is a photographer, and this was designed by a company. There's two ways to save what you've done. So you're going to do a file, save as, and save it as a PSD file. And that means that it's all individual, the layers are not set in stone. And that takes more layers, and it takes more memory, because it is all these different layers and their positions and all the fonts and different stylings we've done on them. So basically export it for printing, and for my purposes, so I can save it as a screen, you go File, Export as PNG, and then you can call that statement of intent. and that's saved as.